Okay, so this is Panda again, from Panda Outdoors. Bit of a different setting. I'm bringing this video to you from the back of the van, the little camper van slash work van that me and Brownie have, and Andy. So basically what I want to talk about in this video is the progression of my bushcraft knives over the past 2.5 years, maybe 18 months to 2.5 years, something like that, where I've got more and more into bushcraft. When you're first getting into bushcraft, as I say, you don't need an expensive knife. You really don't. It's really nice to have the Gucci knives, the really expensive knives, but to get started, you don't need it. You can use what you've got. So the first knife I got, I haven't got that anymore. I give it away, but I've got a similar one that was bought to me for a present. Okay, so this knife was bought for me for my birthday as a present. This is pretty much the exact same knife as what I originally got when I got into bushcraft, but this is a halter force knife, okay, but Mora do the exact same knife, and it was a Mora knife I had. It's a little bit smaller than the Mora Companion, and it's got a nice finger guard, I'd say, for protection. So if you've got a youngster, like a teenager that you're getting into bushcraft, I'd say this is probably the ideal knife for them. And I'm sure the Mora version, I don't know how much this is, sorry, but the Mora version that I had, that was £7. Okay, so nice bushcraft knife for about £7. It does come, it attaches to your belt with the sheath, and it's a nice plastic sheath, so it's durable. And that was pretty much the exact same as the first bushcraft knife I got. And then I went on a bushcraft course, and the guy who was running the course was using Mora Companion knives. They were a bit bigger, a little bit more rugged, so I thought I'd upgrade and I'd get one of them. So I went out and bought myself a Mora Companion that I've been using for probably the past year, say maybe a little bit longer, 18 months. So that was probably about 2.5 years ago, that knife, when I first got that. And 18 months ago I upgraded after doing the course, and I then bought myself a Mora Companion. The Mora Companions, they come in the same sheath, plastic sheath, but the knife's just a little bit bigger, less of a finger protection, so it's easier to use in the hand. Again, blade's a little bit bigger, and you can batten down on these. I've battened down on them a lot, and they've took a beating. Really good knife. I paid extra and then bought myself a leather sheath for it, with a little slot for my ferrocerium rod that just sits in there. But to buy the knife is between 10 and say £14. So you get a Mora Companion between 10 and £14, all depending on the colour. I think in Military Mart this one was £13, I think. But on Amazon, you can pick these up on Amazon, and they, as I say, they range from between 10 and £14. The leather sheath, that was from Ormskirk Military Mart, that was £17, and it comes with a belt dangler as well, which just feels a little bit better hanging off your belt. So that was from what I upgraded to. So I went from a £7 knife to say a £15 knife, give or take a couple of quid, and I've had that for the past say 18 months, been really good. But then I thought it was time to upgrade, maybe get a little bit of a better knife. Wanted a full tang one, and I didn't really want to go and spend all that money. One, I'm in the middle of building a truck, so to be dropping £200-300 on a custom built knife and upwards more was out of the price range at the minute. So when I was at the bushcraft show, I was shopping around, and I managed to find my new knife, which is the Condor, it's called. You have seen it in my whole video. Okay, so this is the Condor knife. Okay? It's full tang, so this will take a nice, you'll be able to batten down on it, and it feels nice in the hand for doing some finer work. And that again come with a nice leather sheath. And I got that for £50. Okay, I think they're normally out 60-65 quid maybe, and I managed to pick this up for £50. So this is quite a big jump in money compared to £7 to £15, but it's a better knife. It feels better. and hopefully I haven't really tested this out too much yet, but this is going to be my basically everyday my EDC bushcraft knife from now on. So whenever you see me out doing a bit of bushcraft or camping, this is the knife I'll be taking with me. I'm really happy with it so far, and it's not let me down as of yet. As I say, we'd all love the big expensive knives, but it doesn't have to be expensive. Just getting outdoors doesn't have to cost the earth to go and enjoy it. As you can see, start off with a cheap knife, and then, as I've done, make my way up to a more expensive one. Eventually I'll have a nice Bug Out Vehicle UK. They do a really nice bushcraft knife as well. Hayes Outdoors, he does one. The list goes on. York Knives on Instagram, I'll leave the link for them below. If you see some of their knives, they're unbelievable. So just have a look around, shop around, and find a knife that suits you. Andy, who comes with us, he won't replace his motor companion. He thinks that's the be all and end all. Doesn't see the point in having any other knife. He uses that for bushcraft, he uses it on the farm, for daily chores around the farm. So for Andy, that works perfect for him. I just wanted to treat myself and just upgrade to something a little bit more rugged. So I went for this, and it fitted in to my budget. So the next thing I was looking at, and I see a lot of people with them, and when I was at the Bushcraft show, a lot of people had them, and it was a neck knife. I thought it was a really good idea, and it's always a hand to grab it and stuff like that. So I shopped around, and I thought, do a one, I put that money into a neck knife. And again, I don't like buying things off the internet. I like to touch them and feel them first, to see how it feels in the hand and feel the quality of it. A lot of times when you buy stuff off the internet, it can come and it's not exactly what it says on the labelling. So when I like to buy stuff, I like to be able to see it first hand. So again, when we were away last weekend at the Bug Out Vehicles UK meet, Rich from Bug Out Vehicles UK, he makes his own, well, he has a custom knife range out, and he had neck knives with him. £55, which is a steal. Okay, so I'm going to get it now. Okay, so there's only a limited few of these out, I think. Comes with just a nice bit of cordage for around the neck, and it just fits just like that. It's not heavy, but when you see how thick it is, you'd be surprised. It's really not heavy. You'd forget it was there after it's been on for 5 minutes. It comes with a nice Kydex sheath as well. Okay, and it's easy out. There's a little bit that just sticks out, if you can see that for your thumb. Okay, you just push on it and the knife comes out. Nice and simple. Okay, and if you look how thick it is, you could easily batten down with that small. Obviously it's only going to be small sticks, but you can batten down with that, no problem, and it's not going to bend or break or anything like that. And it is semi-stainless, so it's a lot easier to look after than most traditional bushcraft knives, with it being semi-stainless. So less maintenance, and it will take a beating. There's a nice finger grip there as well, so your finger just fits in for any finer work. You've got some nice cordage at the bottom for a handle, so if you were ever short of cordage, you could whip that off for an emergency and replace it at a later date. Okay, and it's got a nice little bit of a nice end to it as well. Okay, you could probably use that for cracking wood or whatever like that, or little nut cracker or whatever. It's got a nice point to it if you needed to put a bit of pressure on something. So I think when I seen it and I had a look at it, I thought I've definitely got to get a neck knife now. I've seen one in person, so hopefully I'm going to put this through its paces with my new Condor Knife over the next year, and I'll probably do another video on the both of these in a few months, just telling you more about them and how they've lasted and how good they are. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a bit out there. I thought I like knives. I've got a big fan, collect knives, so I thought I'd like to bring some of my experience with knives to use and explain to you the progression over the last, as I say, 2.5 years on my Bushcraft knife collection. If you've got any questions about my knife collection, or where I bought them from, or anything like that, just drop us a comment in the comment section and I'll get right back to you. As I say, I will leave the link for Rich's Instagram and YouTube, who got this knife off, in my description. So if you do want to purchase one of these neck knives, drop them in an inbox or an email. So again, I hope you've liked this video, and if you're liking what I do, getting outdoors, getting active, being outdoors, camping, 4-wheel driving, stuff like that, it'd be great if you all followed me on Instagram and just subscribe to my channel, and I'll bring you along for the ride. You'll get to see the good, the bad, and obviously Brownie being the ugly. But other than that, get outdoors, and I'll see you out there sometime. Take care now.